Hi, Jed.
Hey, what's going on?
We can get things started with Manolo.
Hello, Jed. How are you? Welcome back to our humble corner of the world.
Thank you. Yeah, excited to be back.
Yeah, could you describe a little bit of how tough have been these last 2 years for you, especially after those fantastic years you had here, averaging 155 plus games a year and 650 plate appearances?
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely it was a challenge. I did everything I could, trying to fight to get back onto the field, and it just didn't work out. So, like I said, happy to be back.
Yeah, this a knee operation is on your knee. Do you think it's something that probably you tried to play before having the operation? Is like a last alternative to come back with the operation, and how does this go? How long this knee has been bothering you?
Yeah, no, it's the knee started bothering me. Probably March, February, March of 2019. And I didn't really feel a whole lot, and it just progressively got worse. And like I said, I ended up getting the surgery in October of 2020.
Yes, right now in the campus, of course, very good switch hitter, second baseman. What do you think are going to be the biggest challenges for you there hitting or the field?
What was the last part? The biggest challenges of what?
Playing second base, the hitting or the playing second base.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I still have, I've been doing all the workouts. I think it's just a matter of me just getting back into baseball shape. I had a really productive off season, and like I said, but there's things that you just can't do in your off season workouts that you kind of have to get here. And me in particular, after having the last couple of years that I have, just kind of getting back into baseball shape.
Shayna?
Hey, Jed, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. Can you go into a little more depth about what you were able to do in the off season? Obviously, October wasn't super long ago. So, what were you able to do to get into shape, and how are you feeling now?
Yeah. No, I mean there was a pretty precise progression that was laid out by the doctors and the physical therapists that I worked with, and obviously that was. Something that I tried to follow to a T, and probably took me a couple months to get to the point where I was able to kind of get back to square one, I guess, with my health, and then build up from there. So I made some really good progress, like I said, this off season, and having I feel like I'm at a good point, and I just need to kind of finish it off with some running progression.
Our team.
Hey, Jed, good to see you again.
Yep.
Your last year here was kind of the start of this run here for these guys, and obviously Matt Chapman and Matt Olson kind of going through their first full seasons. And as you left and kind of watched them from afar and how much they've grown, what's it been like just seeing that and kind of reconnecting with them this spring so far?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing, when you build good relationships, you kind of pick them up right where they left off, and that's kind of what it feels like. We've got the same banter and that we had a couple years ago, and these guys are a little bit more established and kind of know what they feels like they know what they have to do a little bit more to be successful on an everyday basis, and it's fun to see that maturation process. And like I said, I wasn't a part of it day to day, but you can see it in their eyes, you can hear it in their voice, just going on a day by day basis.
Matt?
Hey, Jed.
Hey.
When you decided to sign here and on the minor league deal, obviously you came in knowing that you were going to have to really prove something to get a roster spot, to make a roster spot. So far, what do you think of just your standing, I guess, in the group out there in terms of the options at second base, and how do you see your chances of making this roster this spring?
Yeah, I'm not spending much mental capital on things that are out of my control. So I know what I'm capable of when I'm healthy, and I think this organization more than any other does as well. And all I can do is come here and prepare every day, and show them what I'm still capable of doing, and I'll let them make that decision. This is a good group of guys, and I'm happy to be back and help this team get to the place the postseason again, and hopefully get further.
New Kit Kat duos, mocha and chocolate. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
John?
Yeah, hi, Jed. Nice to see you. How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah. You talk about feeling the pain in spring of 19, having the surgery at the end of 20. Were there regrets of not having it sooner so that you could maybe return to the field quicker? Or was that an option?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, when you're under contract, your medical decisions are not, under your control.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever, I mean, you might not think this is a long shot, but others might. Your age, the fact you haven't played much in 2 years, and you're non-roster. Have you ever been in a spot where you're maybe the underdog and wowed everybody into playing time?
For about 36 years.
Gotcha. Is this realistic, maybe, to be the number one guy, or would you realistic be a platoon? I mean, the DH reps are available as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think all options are on the table, and I think a lot just depends on my health and how I perform, and so that's all you can really ask for.
Why were you an underdog for 36 years?
Well, I mean, listen, I was the last guy recruited to my college class. I didn't get invited to any of the national things. Like I've had to work for everything, and I've been able to achieve a lot, and I ended up working myself into a supplemental first round pick. But listen, nobody looked at me physically and was like, oh, this guy's going to be a 14-year major leaguer, right? Like I've been, like I said, I've had to work my way to where I am, my whole life, and I've been able to, accomplish a lot so far. But listen, I've always been that underdog.
Mm-hmm. Hey, as a switch hitter and it's the left knee, does one side feel better than the other when you're hitting right now? Like your push off on your left side?
No, I don't feel it anymore. I'm in a really good place with the knee. Previously, yeah, there were, the balancing aspect on it was more like a gradual pain from the left side, and then hitting into it on the right side where I was putting all my force into the knee, but I don't feel it anymore.
And maybe just one more. Are you out to show that the last 2 years were not you?
Yeah, I mean, sure. But my focus, honestly, is just going out there and just having fun and playing the game. I mean, I think if anything, over the last 2 years, made me realize how much I love the game and how much I miss being out there competing.
Thanks, Jed.
Of course.
Yes.
Hey, Jed. Good to see you. You mentioned being an underdog. Do you feel like since from the beginning you've had that mentality? Is that why you kind of keep going, and that's why you're here now?
I think I keep going is because I love the game, and that's it presents a challenge that just doesn't exist outside of the game very frequently, right? Like every single day, you're facing a new guy. You have to, it's just a very dynamic atmosphere that doesn't really exist, and so it's an opportunity to do something that you're not going to be able to do your whole life. So you might as well ride it till the wheels fall off.
All right. Thank you, Jed.
Of course.
Thanks, Jed.
Thank you, guys.
Oakland A's fans, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell. That way you stay up to date on your MLB news and games. I'm your host, David Johnson, and see you next time.